In late 2006, an international team of scientists launched a massive undertaking. For 6 weeks, 2 research vessels traveled 3,500 kilometers up and down the Yangtze River. They towed ultra-sensitive hydrophones and scanned the water, looking and listening for any sign of a creature that navigated these waters for 20 million years. They found absolute silence. The exhaustive 2006 expedition concluded without a single visual sighting and without recording a single echolocation click. The animal they were looking for was the Baiji. It was the sole surviving member of an entire mammalian family called Lipotidae. Evolution gave it a distinct, incredibly long beak for snapping up fish, and pale, tiny eyes that were almost blind in the muddy river. For thousands of years, locals revered this animal. They called it the goddess of the Yangtze. According to local myth, the dolphin was the reincarnation of a drowned girl, serving as a protector and a sign of good fortune for fishermen on the water. But if we look at the data, the myth gives way to a grim reality. This chart tracks the Baiji population. In the 1950s, researchers established a baseline of 6,000 individuals. Over the next decades, that number collapses. By the 1980s, it dropped to 400. By 1997, just 13. And at 2006, the line hits absolute zero. A highly specialized branch of the mammalian tree vanished entirely in half a century. There was no ice age, no asteroid strike, and no sudden viral pandemic. An entire evolutionary line was erased through a series of specific human choices. This diagram shows how the Baiji actually navigated. Because the Yangtze is choked with silt, vision is useless. The dolphin survived by emitting high-frequency clicks between 70 and 100 kilohertz. These sound waves travel through the murky water, bouncing off a fish and returning to the Baiji, allowing it to hunt in zero visibility. That system worked perfectly until the late 1950s. During the Great Leap Forward, China pushed for aggressive industrialization. Facing extreme famine, a starving population turned to the river for survival, vastly intensifying the amount of fishing on the Yangtze. Fishermen deployed highly lethal, non-selective methods to maximize their catch. They used rolling hook longlines dragging across the riverbed and large electrified nets. The Baiji was never the target, but a blind marine mammal trying to hunt near the river bottom would inevitably detect the bait, get snagged, and drown within minutes. Those who managed to avoid the nets faced a second, invisible threat. As the Chinese economy expanded, the Yangtze became an industrial superhighway, packed with thousands of massive cargo ships. Those massive steel propellers created a constant, low-frequency roar underwater. For an animal that relies entirely on sound to survive, this wall of acoustic pollution masked their high-frequency clicks. The noise effectively blinded and deafened them at the exact same time. Fishermen didn't hunt the Baiji out of malice. The animal died because its 20-million-year-old sensory adaptations were suddenly completely incompatible with a modern, mechanized river. The Yangtze itself was physically restructured. The wild, flowing ecosystem was heavily dredged and paved over to create a highly efficient concrete commercial corridor. Mega infrastructure projects severed the river's natural flow. The Three Gorges Dam fragmented the ecosystem entirely, isolating small groups of dolphins upstream and submerging environments they relied on to survive. Along the banks, aggressive sand dredging operations churned up the riverbed to supply building materials for growing cities. This destroyed the sandbars and quiet leak junctions where the Baiji usually hunted and bred. While the river was torn apart, a single male Baiji named Chi-Chi became the global face of the species. Rescued in 1980, he lived for 22 years inside a concrete tank at a research institute in Wuhan. He was supposed to be the start of a captive breeding program, but despite millions of dollars spent, endless international meetings, and strict paper protections, the necessary on-the-ground enforcement never materialized. The captive females brought to him died quickly. In 2002, Chi-Chi died alone. The fishing nets caused the initial collapse, but bureaucratic paralysis ensured it was permanent. The complete physical fragmentation of the habitat, combined with institutional indifference, drove the final nail into the coffin. Following the empty 2006 expedition, researchers stood at a press conference and officially declared the Baiji functionally extinct. It marked the first time in half-century that human activity completely wiped out a megafaunal vertebrate species. To understand how society processes a loss of this scale, biologists point to a concept called the shifting baseline syndrome. Each generation recalibrates its definition of normal based on what they see growing up. To the younger generations of Yangtze fishermen, a highly polluted, heavily trafficked river devoid of dolphins is completely normal. The cultural memory of the goddess of the Yangtze simply faded away. The exact same sequence of unenforced paper laws, rampant illegal fishing, and endless bureaucratic meetings is playing out right now. The Yangtze finless porpoise is currently suffocating under the exact same pressures in the exact same river. Half a world away, in the Gulf of California, Mexico's vaquita porpoise has dropped to fewer than 20 surviving individuals due to illegal gill nets. The autopsy of the Baiji shows us that extinction doesn't require malicious intent. It only requires a conscious societal choice to prioritize economic expansion over the physical reality of a living ecosystem. The mechanics of this process are clear. The only remaining question is which species we will choose to drown next.